Hello, everyone, and welcome to Game 2 in an Undead Mirror match. Alone versus XiaoKai. I've been calling him Xiao. Hopefully, this is XiaoKai or Kai Xiao now that I look at his name. So I do believe I have these names correct. This is on Snowdrop 1.3. A lot of players out there were like, hey, I want to watch some undead games. Give me some undead games. So here you go. Here's an undead game. Unfortunately, I'm not able to keep track of a lot of the news in terms of the WarCraft 3 professional players out there. So I don't know who the top of the world players are. I still know Remind. I still know a lot of the players who were famous back in the day, about 3 years ago. Sky, those guys out there, and I haven't really been able to find a lot of their games as of late. So we'll see what's gonna happen here in game 2. I forgot which side actually won. I believe Alone was the one that gave the GG in game 1. We'll see if Alone, who happens to be Love You or Niao Yu, they love you. I can't even say that with a Chinese accent because there's like so much Chinglish in there. Anyways, we'll see what the strategies will be. It looks like an early Altar of Darkness, followed by a Graveyard and a Crypt. So actually, no, I don't think that Altar of Darkness is really that early. Meanwhile, taking a look back over here, so it looks like I Love You or Alone learned his lesson in game 1. He tried to open up with a bit of harassment, but it was very, very unsuccessful. Didn't deal any true damage, as he was always fighting an uphill battle. By the time his Death Knight got into position, he was trying to fight against a Death Knight and a Crypt Fiend just because it was on the far side of the map. And perhaps he'll go for a much more traditional creeping strategy, and we may not have engagements for a while. Crypt Fiends are being added. Both players now opening up with much more similar builds. Also, on Snowdrop, it is a little bit more difficult to try to actually raid the gold mine, as the gold mine is much better protected by trees. All you need is one Nerubian tower, slow any incoming units, and that is pretty much it. Crypt Fiend now making its way out. It looks like a Crypt Fiend of Xiao going to be pulling back some of these skeletal marksmen here. The skeletal marksmen taking a little bit of damage, and it's just really trying to buy damage on those units while the Death Knight is not yet out. Rada Necromancy should be purchased. There we go. Getting 2 skeletal minions and now making its way over to the skeletal marksman once more. I could have sworn I heard the doorbell. Death Knight now just battling out against these units here, and we'll see what's really gonna happen as we see skeletal minions and a death coil on the higher level creep. So this is a 5-3-3 creep camp versus, I believe, a 3-1-1. And there will be a large discrepancy in terms of the amount of experience gain. The problem is that this is going to be a little bit more dangerous as the units are missing and taking a lot of damage. These satyrs, or satyrs, I think they're satyrs, don't know how to pronounce that, as the curse is going to stay on them for a little while longer. We'll see what's going to happen here. The curse does cause them to miss. A skeletal minion was taken out, and now level 2 on the Death Knight, but the Death Knight also lost a lot of mana already. So fighting on creep is actually going to help here, as the skeletal minions, the Death Knight, going to be able to regenerate a lot more hit points, especially with the help of that Unholy Aura. Unholy Aura already upgraded, and now Scourge Bone Chimes. Although that seems like a nice item pickup, their only real melee units are going to be the Death Knight and perhaps Abominations, and Xiao, quickly realizing that, decides to sell it, knowing that it wouldn't be really that helpful. Skeletal minion, is it going to wake up the creeps in time? No, it is not. The giant spider is now coming in. Damage being dealt. The giant spider trying to spread apart all of that poison damage, as it looked like Xiao did a good job making sure to micro to minimize the amount of damage that was dealt, as we now see a nice use of Wand of Illusion in order to absorb and tank some of this damage from this giant polar bear. So the giant polar bear so far pretty much not dealing any damage whatsoever, as it's only been hitting either skeletal minions or illusions so far. This may give level 3 to the Death Knight, The Death Knight is going to take his sweet time trying to take it down. Isn't able to, but getting a Belt of Giant Strength, that is a huge item pickup. An additional 150 hit points, additional +6 damage for the Death Knight. It can be transferred to the Lich to make it more durable, and a faster hit point regeneration as well. So a very nice item pickup as we now see level 3 for Alone. Meanwhile, let's take a look at XiaoKai making his rounds, looking to perhaps try to get a creep jack. And it may be coming in here as now we see a little bit of slow coming in. Who's going to deal more damage? Level 3 Death Knight versus level 2. The Death Coil healing ratio for Alone should really be much, much higher. We'll see what's going to happen here. A little bit more damage absorbed, but nothing really to worry about. 725 hit points compared to 1,025, so wow, a 300 hit point difference because of perhaps Tomes of Strength and Gauntlets of Ogre Strength, so and the level difference as well. So we'll see what's going to happen next as we see a skeletal minion trying to deal a bit of damage here. Not going to really be... it should be able to take down some of these acolytes as the ghouls are going to be forced to stop harvesting a bit of wood. Skeletal minions are going to be taken out as we now see the level 3 Death Knight at 800 hit points. So about a 225 difference just based upon the Gauntlets of Ogre Strength. Or did Loveyou actually sell all of his items? He may have sold all of his items. Wow. Not keeping the Belt of Giant Strength. Instead, selling it to get a bit more gold and more units. We have an Ensnare come down as that one low hit point Crypt Fiend should get a Death Coil. There it is saved. But now this low hit point Crypt Fiend, the cooldown on that Death Coil may not be enough. Is it gonna? Yes, it barely saves it. It was down to 2 hit points before the Death Coil was able to save it. And now Xiao finally going to oh no, another brilliant Death Coil. But now, what is going to happen? No more mana. There is the center gates off over here to try to take down that center mercenary camp. Units are all backing away. What's going to happen as the Lich now making its way out? Is it going to be able to get off a Frost Nova? Yes, another Frost Nova. And it looks like he was trying to... Or it looks like the Death Knight trying to get that final hit. But this one Crypt Fiend doing some great pathing, saving his friend by getting in front. But the Death Knight now has a clear shot. Is it 2 more hits, 1 more hit, and it will get taken out. And down to 13 hit points. And I think that brilliantly done again as the Death Knight finally chases halfway across the map in order to get 1 kill. A nice Death Coil saving the unit once more as both sides going to engage. Both sides have the Lich. Who's going to come out on top? As the Death Coils are going to be pretty even, but the Death Knight of Xiao a little bit lower on mana, so he should not want to engage at this point. As we now see the Black Citadel tech to tier 3 about to be completed. Now, Loveyou or Alone attempting to take down these doors, and that is pretty risky as he could end up getting creep jacked in just a moment. Perhaps he's going to pick up some mercenary camps as well. You can see that the Ice Troll Wizard going to take some damage, but now in comes the Crypt Fiends. The Crypt Fiends are going to spot this, and this is going to be a problem. A Scroll of Town Portal may need to be used. A Potion of Lesser Invulnerability has been transferred as now needing to break down a door in order to escape. A Crypt Fiend now saved, and I guess all he really wanted was that 1 kill, and now able to pull back here as the rest of the units will fall to Xiao. Xiao able to steal some experience here from his opponent, but the main item has already been taken out, and no Death Coil, and now it looks like the Ogre Warrior will fall as well. There it goes, and not quite sure who came out ahead. This white army, very difficult to spot on a snow map, as we are now back on creep. Obsidian statue regenerating hit points, perhaps needs to regenerate some mana as well as the Death Knight. Yes, is going to regenerate. Is it actually getting both heals? No, it is not getting both. There is a way that you can actually get both for a small amount of time. Skeletal Minion, Dark Ranger has been picked up, and we'll see who's going to come out ahead again. Death Knight, Lich picking up the Tome of Intelligence for that +1 damage and more mana for additional Frost Novas. And we'll see who will come out further once more. Death Knight now making its making and trying to steal some experience, taking down his opponent's creep camp. However, it may be creepjack here, as the Death Knight is going to have units getting ensnared and trying to engage. And there you go. One Obsidian statue is going to have a very, very bad day. It cannot get death coiled. And that was a huge, huge move, as both sides do get silenced. There is the Cyclone coming in. And now also with the Scroll of Healing, a nice Scroll of Healing now being used there. Another Cyclone being picked up. A Death Coil now saving the low hit point Dark Ranger. And it looks like Alone is going to come out ahead. A Death Coil just a split second too late, as things are going very well for I Love You or Alone this time. Another Cyclone coming up. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. It's gonna come down there. A Scroll of Town Portal now being used. Is it gonna fall? The Lich is gonna fall, as that was a huge, huge win for Alone. Alone getting in a lot of kills, taking down multiple units, and saving all of his units, and saving his creep camp. Now, level 2 on the Lich. Perhaps it will get to level 3. Where is that Death Knight? Dark Ranger is down over here. It will get to level 2. Most definitely the Death Knight at level 4 now needs to get some mana. No real way to do so unless a statue does come by. Essence of Mana versus Essence of Blight. There is a little bit of a trick where you can actually try to manually click and try to get it faster that way versus the auto cast. I'm sure the undead players out there already know that trick, since it's been around for so long. Abomination now tanking more damage. Meanwhile, Lich battling it out. A Reaver out in play. A Magnetar Reaver. It is a very, very rare level 8 creep, but it is focusing down the lesser dark minions. Level 3 on the Lich now. A Potion of Invulnerability, a full 15-second one. And that's going to be transferred to the Death Knight, as we have Warsong Battle Drums for Command Aura. So Command Aura now, I believe that is plus 10 attack speed, plus 10 damage. I'm trying to keep track of all of the auras, a little bit more difficult, as we now, dang it, my wife's telling me to stop saying as. So one of the things that I'm trying to work on as a caster, yeah, thanks honey. Crypt Fiends will be popping out here in just a moment. The Tomb of Relics will be destroyed in just a moment. No, it looks as though the Crypt Fiend will not be able to escape. There, the final shot taking it down, as the Crypt now trying to research web. If the web is not researched in time, destroyers would be a very, very large problem, as Silence now cast. What the Death Knight apparently trying to back off. One more shot. No, a level 4, and a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being transferred as well. Lich getting saved. Frost Nova, it has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Is it going to use? Yes, it's going to use as well. Dark Ranger of Xiao in trouble, but it may be able to escape. Does exactly that, as the units are still deciding to back off. Ghouls coming off the forest line, and they are getting destroyed, as the Dark Ranger continuing this push. All of these units need to regenerate some hit points. That's what the statue is there for. Dark Ranger at level 2, Death Knight at level 4. Not enough mana, though. That is going to be that will be a problem, as a Frost Nova hitting the Dark Ranger, unable to survive. It goes down at level 2, as the Death Knight at level 4 able to survive with a Dark Ritual, and now is trying to save another Abomination, but the focus fire from those Crypt Fiends too much, and in comes another Silence. 3 heroes against 2, Crypt about to be destroyed. Obsidian statue keeping this army alive still. The Dark Ranger sitting at level 2 should get to level 3 in just a moment, as this fight is still going on and on. And there is the GG Xiao losing game 2 in this best of 3 series. Stay tuned for game 3.